So unless you've been living under a rock for the past year and a half, you'd know that a streamer by the name of Sketch has absolutely exploded in popularity. And as you get big on the internet, people do tend to look into you a little bit more. You get the creeps who want the parasocial relationships, and then you also get the people that are just interested to see how you've exploded so quickly. And usually when people start digging a little bit, they don't really tend to find too much. But Sketch, wow, we found quite a lot. So in case you haven't been on Twitter, I'm just gonna outright say what it was. Sketch used to be an OnlyFans creator. Now I honestly think this is the last thing that anyone would expect, because I mean, if you look at the guy, he genuinely looks like a virgin. He is the perfect definition of a nerd who just looks like he's sat around his whole life playing video games. But no, this guy's definitely been around. Anyway, he did actually make a statement on his stream last night, so let's get into that.
It was me. It's okay, though. 2 years ago, I did some stuff. I'm sorry if you've seen some of the stuff. You know, I'm a changed person. Okay, I was dealing with some addiction problems. No excuse there. What, I guess? Yeah, that was me. I fucked up. I won't do it again.
Now, at the start of Sketch's statement, he just kind of gives a little bit of context about where he was during that time of his life. He wasn't in a good spot, and to be honest, I think most people that do resort to doing things like that aren't in a good spot whatsoever. I think it's a shame that he had to resort to that. I think it's really sad as well. It's not something that he can control, and as he said, it's in the past. If he could change it, he would, but what can he do about it now? Yeah, let's carry on.
I've been living under the threat of that coming out for like 2 years. Started social media, just kind of dicking around, had that in my past. I'll tell you what, weight lifted off my shoulders. God is good. God is good. Weight off my shoulders, to be honest. Yeah, it came out. I mean, I tell you what, I was going and doing all this different stuff. I was going in the back of my mind, holy shit. And guess what? Holy shit was last night.
I couldn't imagine looking in front of a massive audience every single day, knowing that that is behind you and one day it could come out. So in all honesty, it would have been ideal if it didn't come out. It's a shame that it did, because it's quite obvious that he didn't want it to. But now that it has, it's definitely a massive weight off of his shoulders. He doesn't have to step every corner being careful about, oh, what if that name comes out? Or what if the guy that I was with somehow decides that he wants to ruin my life? It is a very private thing though, which is why I think it's so fucking sad. Like, the fact that he's gay isn't the problem here. If people think that's a problem, you're just a bit strange, to be honest. It's just the fact that this guy's body is now all over the internet, and who the fuck really wants that? Even most adult stars by the end of their career are actually sad that they've done it. They regret the job. So it's not a good thing, but it's also not a bad thing.
Plan A was, and I will say candidly, was to probably to call it quits if this ever came out. But some people saved me.
Well, that's pretty fucking sad if you ask me. Like, everyone has a secret, we can all admit that. But for most people, if that secret came out, their life probably wouldn't be over. They probably wouldn't end their lives. However, Sketch's one is definitely the kind of one where it takes a special kind of person to survive that kind of shit. I mean, I'm sure in a month or so, it will completely die off and no one will really give a shit. The support on Twitter towards this guy has been absolutely unbelievable. And although I think everyone can agree what he's done was bad, the worst thing you can really do in this situation is say, oh, fuck you. Yeah, you know, you did OnlyFans and you're weird for that, because it was 2 years ago. If you take a picture of him now and compare it to him then, he's almost unrecognizable. Like, these are two completely different people here. Yeah, let's carry on.
Shout out Banks. Shout out my parents. Like, shout out y'all. Like, fucked up, but I'm changed.
Yeah, I just want to pause it there. Banks, what a fucking icon, man. Like, Banks at the moment is doing some fairly impressive shit. He went from building FaZe Clan to really fucking it up to then rebuilding it and actually doing quite a good job at it. I was watching a clip from FaZe Clan like last night, and I honestly thought it was from FaZe Clan like 8 years ago. Like, I was genuinely fully convinced, and then I saw Stable Ronaldo's rat's ass there, and I was like, holy shit, they're actually making content which kind of brings me back a little bit. So respect to Banks there. But anyway, we're talking about Sketch here. Like, this all got leaked when he was pretty much around the FaZe house. Like, he was there and then he left, and that was when Banks messaged him. I've got the messages up on screen now. He's a nice fucking guy. You've got to rate him for that. And then Sketch actually went back and they kind of spoke about, like, man, don't worry, you know, like, you're still chill with us and stuff. And then thankfully all of his other friends were as well. You do get the odd kind of weirdos that are so bothered by it. They're like, oh my gosh, you're gay? No, this is a problem. Like, as long as they're not pushing it onto other people, which Sketch definitely isn't here, I don't really see a problem with it.
My original plan was, there's two things. One, either be delusional and think it's never going to come out, or two, what's the plan after? The plan after was not very good. If I was alone and I was at my house, I probably wouldn't be talking to you right now. But the people at FaZe, Banks, especially, and my friends that I've made over the past couple years came in and they saved me.
Like, if you watch this video, it's very, very evident that Sketch didn't want this coming out. Whether he wanted people knowing that he was gay, I don't know. Maybe people already knew. It's not like Sketch just started this stream and said, I'm gay, and you guys should be gay as well. And then he's showing all these videos off, and he's really proud of it, and he's really, you know, being a boss bitch about it. He's not. He's clearly affected by it.
I'll be back, just not an immediate, like tomorrow. Probably like the day after or something. Pretty cool though. I don't know. I'd rather you know my flaws though, so it makes it easier.
I think the craziest part about that is he was streaming then to like 120,000 people, which is his peak, which is fucking mind-blowing. Like, you really wouldn't want to peak that way when you're talking about something so unbelievably private, but you're kind of forced to do it, and, you know, there's not really too much planning behind it, as we just saw. The pressure would be extremely high. I mean, he could have easily fucked up there and accidentally released even more information, but he didn't. He did quite a good job at kind of tiptoeing around it and just kind of addressing it all. And to be honest, I think he did a fairly good job. I don't think there was any way of kind of avoiding this. It was basically everywhere. People were investigating that shit like they were James Bond. I mean, they were circling his forehead, looking at dots, looking at his fucking forearm veins. Like, people actually became obsessed with it like it was some sort of fucking Netflix documentary. Like, it's kind of cringe, but hey, what can you really do about it? Sketch has definitely done a good job of dealing with it. But yeah, that's about it. See ya.